Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Team Training Tuesday. I also like to call it Applied NeoLife. Yes, I'd almost forgotten the word. Applied NeoLife. And today we want to look at logical sharing for best results. And this has been occasioned by the fact that quite a few people have recently joined the NeoLife family. And obviously they're still new and must be wondering what to do. And then if you've invited lots of guests, which I hope you have, they too need to know, what is this family all about? What is NeoLife all about and what makes them so special? Well, I believe we are a special family, a global family. And we have, in my opinion, a logical way of sharing our magnificent products to get good results, to get the best results, as a matter of fact. So as a way of introduction, my name is Esa Zanambasi. My husband is called Edward. And both of us are trained medical doctors. We've been medical doctors for several years. And what I like about this is that we are both very passionate to see people healthier and happier and wealthier as well. So we found that in the NeoLife family, and I feel we are privileged to have been shown this family a few years ago. And many of you who are logging on now and are distributors or are in the family, I'm sure you feel the same way too. I chose to get started immediately, basically because I had been looking for cleaning products. And that is always quite amazing. But the thing about what grabbed my attention was the simplicity. And it was a case of changing my buying habits. And I was ready for change because I had been looking and I was at a stage where I had actually stopped going to the shops because I was not happy at all with the cleaning products from the shops. So this opportunity came and gave me that chance to change my buying habits. So I did a very, very radical thing. I actually threw out all the other detergents and bath products and shopped in a massive way. My first order was quite impressive, but I replaced everything one time. I had got a kit which had Super 10 and LDC, but then everything else had to be replaced as well. And I started on a new slate. So for those of you who are here, welcome to a new life, because that's what I found. And I first want us to talk about what logic is. Logic is actually the science and art of reasoning correctly. Isn't that interesting? Yes, so I want us to find the logic behind NeoLife, understanding why NeoLife, the people, the products, and the plan. And also appreciating the culture. And for that, we will look at the values as well. And the purpose is to impact lives. And so you have to have the courage to say, yes, I want to positively impact lives. And I believe by being a blessing, you are blessed. And that's exactly how the plan works. So quickly, the values. The first one, which resonated with me 100%, was absolute integrity. It is the core of who NeoLife is, and everything that we do reflects that particular value. And you see, why it resonated with me was that I could genuinely now say that I have used these products and I know they work. I couldn't very well say that of all the medications that I was trained to prescribe. And then people are number one. That is absolutely crucial because you need to treat others in the way you want to be treated. Products that work, yes. We have products that have good quality without compromise. And that is also core to this business and to our family. And equal opportunity for all, very, very important, no matter your age, gender, experience, your race, your creed. All you need is a big enough dream and you can succeed depending on your willingness to learn, okay? So we want to welcome you to this global family. And for all of those of you who are new, I hope this will be a foundational webinar, a foundational presentation that will really set you on the right path to achieving what you have set out to achieve. And then a long-range vision. This too is very, very important. It underpins everything we do. You don't come here and expect to see amazing things in a month. You have to stick with it. So we say you have to have real stickability to see what you want to see for yourself in this family. So this guides decisions and actions for the well-being of all distributors and future generations of the NeoLife family members. So with that said, I want us to keep it simple. And the logic behind it is its simplicity. Once we start complicating things, we lose something, we lose the essence of what we are about. And my previous webinars have been unpacking various disease conditions even, and trying to apply NeoLife to it. But today, I've decided that let's get back to the beginning. So, there are two main reasons that health deteriorates. Reason number one, toxins. Reason number two, malnutrition or inadequacy in the nutrients in the body. Now, I've put toxins first because it is said that people will die quicker from severe constipation and the toxicity that results from that than they will from starvation. Isn't that an amazing fact? So what happens is that toxicity and malnutrition happen concurrently in each one of us. So we have a responsibility to continually make the appropriate corrections, to correct the toxicity that is happening and to correct the nutrient deficiencies that are happening. And all that involves learning and implementing some knowledge. And that is what you will find invaluable in this family. There is lots of knowledge that you will get, such as too much meat in the diet is associated with an increased risk of fibroids, osteoporosis, heart disease, and cancers. And we have been told that a plant-based diet can be protective. However, in modern lifestyle that we all are exposed to, we have commercially grown and reared foodstuffs. Even our livestock is commercially reared, with the result that there are lots of chemicals and antimicrobials. There's a lot of food processing so that the foods have a long shelf life. For example, in that picture, you have that meat-like food. It has preservatives in it, okay? And then since around about 1996, genetically modified organisms were introduced into our food chain, and a lot of foods are GMO today. So what is killing us is not so much what we are eating as what we aren't eating. And that was a global study, global studies that were done. I'm sure they've been done all over. And so for the guests and everybody who's listening to this, you begin to understand that perhaps there is a need for supplementation. Now, the Centers for Disease Control say good nutrition can help lower risk for many chronic diseases, including heart disease, which is the leading killer worldwide, stroke, some cancers, diabetes, and osteoporosis. Those are sort of the commonly seen diseases that all of us are concerned about. They are also called non-communicable diseases or lifestyle diseases, and good nutrition can help to lower that. So now, the ideal and what we should all strive for is to eat fresh, hopefully organically grown foods, and lots of it. But my question is, do we have the time or do we have the inclination, or even the cost can be quite prohibitive? So that aside, the soils have depreciated quite remarkably over the years. For example, in some areas of the world, there is hardly any zinc in the soil. There's hardly any selenium in the soils. And all those are important for our well-being. So we might eat all these things, but unless we know that they are rich in those minerals and the nutrients, we actually have a case, a clear-cut case for the need for supplementation. Then I just want to point out that we are not exempt from pursuing all the good things that we're supposed to be doing, such as exercise, such as getting good quality water, hopefully avoiding plastic bottles, but that's another story for another day. Having rest and good quality sleep, exposing ourselves to sunshine, fresh air, and of course, eating healthy foods. So what we are saying in our family is that do all the things that you are supposed to do, that you can take control of and responsibility for, and then do other things such as supplementation, as we will cover in a few minutes. So this brings me to this slide that I have shared previously. Healthcare spending per capita in that year, about 3 years ago. And they chose 181 countries and they just ranked them. And it is actually quite telling that a lot of the countries that I feel we should be sharing our opportunity are ranked quite low and spend very little per person in US dollars on healthcare, okay? If you look at the countries over there, and then you have the number one that spends tens of thousands of dollars on healthcare per person per year. And that in itself might not be an exciting thing because it means that there could be a lot of sickness. And here it might be speaking to the quality of the healthcare. But whatever it is, this just gives you an idea that we all need to look at ourselves and decide, what can I do to take greater responsibility? Because if, for example, in these low per capita spending countries, you were to have a heart attack, you might be in serious trouble because resources are not there to quickly manage that condition. But the ideal is to prevent the heart attack from happening. And that's where we seek to get as much knowledge and the right nutrients and the right lifestyle. Right, so I hope that has made the point, but logically, it is often said that change is difficult. And, you know, people will use that as the reason for refusing to change. And they'll say, well, I'm not feeling anything yet. I'm not sick enough yet. I'm not tired enough yet. So I will wait until that happens. And then I'll take myself off to the health system and see how I can get helped. And that's where in our family, we say wisdom and good long-term results are really deeply embedded in what NeoLife stands for. And it entails lifestyle change and willingness to learn. So are you ready for all this? I just want to introduce the Scientific Advisory Board. I've actually got an update because it has grown, but it has a history of scientific excellence. It was founded by the founder member called Dr. Arthur First, who was a top toxicologist and pharmacologist. And we owe it to these scientists to learn as much as possible. The board has grown. There are some two extra members, and I'm sure they call upon a lot of other scientists to present to us the products that we have today. And the idea is to give families and individuals a future to look forward to. And hopefully that future is of great health. And it all starts by the principle of taking care of us at the cellular level. We are all made of trillions of cells, anywhere between 70 and 100 trillion cells. And each cell is a living unit. You can call it a little city in its own right, which has a cell membrane, and it has organelles within the cell, which have a material that does all the work. It has DNA, and that is actually genetic material that can be passed on to future generations as well. So it's very, very important to consider ourselves at that level and not just in the organs, the stomach or the brain, but every cell is important. Now, what has happened is this, that we have a wellness pyramid, and it is shaped like that, where physical activity and weight management are supposed to be foundational. They're supposed to be what props everything else up. Exercise is very important, physical activity and weight management. And then we need to be eating a whole lot of whole grains. Now, whole grains have more or less disappeared. You can't really find them because processing of foods happens in order for, as I've pointed out, long shelf life. Then we're supposed to eat lots of fruits and vegetables. I showed that beautiful picture of that, but everybody is too busy to eat sufficient amounts. And then protein, yes, I pointed out that too much animal protein might not be ideal, and fats and sugars, as long as you get the right type and you eat them in small amounts. But the typical modern lifestyle way of life is like this, where hardly any physical activity and way too much of the fats and sugars. And the fats might even be the wrong fats, hydrogenated fats, or highly processed and are very inflammatory to the body. So the result of all that is that energy quickly moves from where it's supposed to be. We're supposed to remain energetic for quite a few years if we are being nourished properly. And unfortunately, people slide quite rapidly into the tired zone. I'm sure all of you who may have teenagers in your house know that most teenagers are always complaining about how tired they are, which is so unfortunate. And then into the sick zone. So the challenge then becomes that for about 20 to 50 years, people live in a suboptimal way. That is a big challenge, and that's because of cellular damage or unhealthy cells because of poor nutrition, and as I've said, more importantly, the toxicity that can be happening. So we have TRNN, which you will get to hear even more about. I'm sure those of you who logged on last night, we had a beautiful webinar on TRNN and how important it is. But it is what limits the functioning of the membranes of the cell to ensure that nutrients go in. So nutrition is a critical determinant of the immune responses. And malnutrition, the most common cause of immunodeficiency worldwide. A couple of weeks ago, we did a webinar on HIV, immunodeficiency caused by the human immunodeficiency virus. And by correcting nutrition, even that can be helped quite greatly. So just remember that nutrition is very important. Right, so modern lifestyle, we need to get back to this. Are we doing that? Well, we can only try. Then there's this challenge. For the new ones, I often refer to the growing problem of visceral fat. And that is a very clear marker and indicator of toxins. So that brings me to this topic of why NeoLife does cleaning products. And the reason is exactly to reduce the toxins around the house. So we have the responsibility to choose correctly. And for anything to be changed, you have to make a choice that will create that change, okay? And I say that because money, you have the money in your hand to buy some brand of soap. That money does not dictate to you that now I don't want you to spend me here, I want you to spend, I want it to be spent there. It is your choice. And so that's what I mean by choice is key to change. We have powerful, economical, and earth-friendly products that will reduce the toxins around your house. And the surprising thing is that the visceral fat will be released because there will be no more toxins that the fat needs to store. So we have cleaning products that are totally versatile. One of my favorite products, and this is essentially what I was looking for a few years ago, is the washing powder. I love this product because it is highly economical, very effective, and it is totally versatile. You can wash it by machine, use it by machine or by hand. And for those who might have a dishwasher, it does dishes beautifully. And I had occasion to look at how severely toxic commercially sourced brands of dishwasher preparations are. And I can tell you that with this one, you will not be destroying the bacteria that are supposed to live in your gut. Now, that's another story that we will explore in due course. Right, and then the skin, very, very important. The skin care directly impacts health because the skin is very, very absorptive. So again, you need to be so aware of what you use on your skin. And we have Nutrients and Nutrients Organic. The organic range is for the face, and these are its attributes. It is one of the parts of nutrition that you need to take care of, and you need to be sure that you're not applying lead or mercury or parabens that can be hormone disruptive. So there's a lot to learn. For the new ones, I hope you are seeing that your life does not get better by chance, and you're not here by chance. It gets better by change. And we are on a mission to ensure that the world is healthier and happier. And what we need to be doing is telling our minds the right information, because your mind will always believe everything you tell it. So what are you telling your mind? That you can do this, I hope. You can change, I hope. And you can become part of this family. So logically, it makes absolute sense to start early. Let's not wait for our children to become sick before we think about supplementing them. So we have children's supplements. And then we have core nutrition for us adults. Supplementation is absolutely important. However, logically, again, it is important to ensure that your environment is not aggravating the reasons for ill health. So take care of that first, and then you can change and control what you allow in your home, such as, apart from the soaps, the type of breakfast you have. So this is what we call the breakfast pack. And that is something that I saw logically, that if I stopped buying a lot of the boxed cereals and the breads and the porridges and all that, again, the money that I was spending on those things, I could redirect, and I could stop making an excuse that I can't afford a shake. Because I've pointed out, if we are being logical about this, that the same money that can be spent on those things can be redirected. And that is the beauty of our opportunity. So we have a foundational product that is found within the core nutrition called TreeNN. And that is where energy starts. It is what feeds the cells, gives you healthy cells. And the sterols, the plant sterols within TreeNN form the template on which hormones are built. And hormones are the chemical messengers in our bodies that literally conduct our lives and make sure that we remain alive and well. So that is Pro Vitality. And this is the TreeNN that I'm talking about, but it also is accompanied by things that it can work with in synergy, namely omega-3 fatty acids or salmon oil plus, carotenoid complex, which are extracts of fruits and vegetables, and then the vitamins and minerals. And then you need all the 22 amino acids. And a lot of people ask, oh my gosh, there are cheaper shakes out there. Why don't I just use those? Well, you might want to know that what we don't have in ours are all these things: artificial sweeteners, high fructose corn syrup, colors that are artificial, hydrogenated fats. We don't have all those things inside our products. But what we do have are biologically complete 22 amino acids. It has a high protein quality score, and it has a good amount of protein per serving. And it gives you branched chain amino acids. Those are important for maintaining muscle mass. And in the process, the fatty, the amount of fat that is laid down is reduced so that you get good quality muscle. So you might actually become a little bit heavier because of that good quality muscle and the good bone density, okay? It has fiber. There are essential vitamins and minerals, and it has the ability to control the glycemic response and therefore control the weight. So that is the difference, because it has been clinically proven that the shake that we have, the NeoLife shake and the other shakes, to actually help you with weight loss. So as you reduce the toxins around you, that fat wants to be released. This will help with that proper release of fat. And it also, as a result, will lower the body mass index, but it helps with protecting the heart and ensuring that the cholesterol is balanced, improves the HDL to LDL ratio. So all these are what you need to do. And it is after that, the core nutrition, that you can add the targeted solutions for specific health needs. But once you have covered yourself with the core nutrition and have chosen to change your buying habits, amazing things do happen, such as, I'm talking now about the targeted solutions. We have something that will help to control blood sugar. It's a very, very good product. You do not have to be diabetic to use it. I must tell you that since starting for myself, both these two products that are on the screen now, Botanical Balance and CoQ10, my weight management was just taken to another level altogether. And my energy levels as well. So that I wake up in the morning, I bounce out of bed, and then when I get to sleep at night, I fall asleep well. So those are the things that you will see as time goes on. I'm going to now advise the new and the newer distributors, the guests who are joining us in this family, to purpose to NeoLife your home, because you can run a business, your own nutrition and wellness business. You can earn very well as you empower yourself and others with the right information. And you can also find peace of mind. So why is NeoLife the logical choice? And why did I make it the logical choice? And why have I remained excited for all these years? Well, I found this saying that health does not always come from medicine. Most of the time, it comes from peace of mind, peace in heart, peace of soul. It comes from laughter and love. And that's what this opportunity offers us, the opportunity to share with other people, to live on purpose, you know, to have a good reason to be alive. What better and more noble way than to make the world healthier and happier? So you can empower people to create an income, to change their lives. And this is a global family. We've just returned from the World Team Vacation where, oh my goodness, you know, we have so much work to do. And really, if we all connect all these dots, I love to connect dots and connect them around NeoLife, which is the finest whole food source nutrition since 1958. And of course, first make sure that you have taken control of your controllable factors, such as the toxins in your environment. You will make the world healthier and happier. And this is actually a way to redefine the world of startups, the world of business, because you start in your own business for yourself, but never, never by yourself. And that's what we are inviting you to. Thank you. We'll get back to doing sessions in due course. Starting next week, I am hoping to prepare a good session for next week with a lot of my friends. But now I'm going to open it up to you for discussion.